Yay Media Group.
We haven't booked our trip yet because I'm still waiting on that job. But now I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard back. So let's book this thing with some refundable tickets. And this way, when I book it, they'll call me for the job and then I'll have a job. But then I don't get to see my parents.
Hey guys, episode 92.
Woo.
I know. We have
Reggie White.
We have an exciting, jersey number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just usually skip over it. But now that's my new thing. I don't know why.
Well, I'm very impressed that you know the football players.
He sadly passed away, but he was one of the greats. Defensive lineman.
For Bears?
For the Packers. Did he play for the Packers? The Eagles for a long time, and I might have played for the Packers too.
Okay.
Anyways.
Yeah. We have an exciting day today. I'm so excited. Jeff and I have never, we've lived here 7 years, and we've never gone to the Georgetown Loop here in Colorado. It's kind of like a little Polar Express, something very festive. Santa gets on the train ride and you ride through the mountains. I'm very excited about it.
I love a train ride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like a little kid when it comes to train rides. When I did that show around the world for free, I used to love just taking train rides through the country, wherever I was in. And it's just such a different experience. Like I was on one in India and like everybody's smoking on there, but they had like a little bar cart and we sat in the back with like the windows open. Totally different experience. There's like a hole cut in the floor where you go to the bathroom.
Oh.
Like just a wild experience. But I still loved it.
Wait. There's no toilet?
Nope. There's a hole and you just go on the tracks.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, different countries, different strokes, you know?
How do you wipe? They have toilet paper on the side?
I think so. I don't remember having to do that, but yeah, I would assume that's what you do.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
But so that was a little rougher. India, the conditions were a little bit rougher in certain areas, but there's also super nice train rides like in Japan. Wow, those trains are so nice. They have like luxury dining carts. Like it's just really expensive. So depending on where you're at and what part of the countries you're at, you know, the train rides vary, but I love them. I mean, I do like the luxury ones that are very cool, but I don't mind the ones that just kicking back, trying to live like a regular person in that area.
We were going to take a train ride one year from Denver, Colorado to Union Station in Chicago instead of flying. We were going to change it up. But why did we choose not to? Were the kids still young and we were just kind of like, if we're on the train and they get crazy, we're stuck. I think that's what we were thinking.
And it ended up being the same price.
As an airline ticket.
So I was like, why not just get there? Because that's an overnight train that we would take. I do want to still do that because like I said, I love a train ride. And with us, you could get your own cabin. So like you could get a 4-person overnight cabin and the beds just pull down, you know, from the walls. I just thought that'd be something cool and different to get from Colorado to Chicago by train, and it ends at Union Station in Chicago. Have my parents come get us, but that's something I still want to do. I think that's cool.
It looks really pretty at Union Station because I always try to go see my grandparents. If I'm in Chicago, I always try to go see my grandparents because they are getting older. They're in their 80s. And I'm very blessed that I can say I still have my grandparents alive. And I know there's going to be one day when I go to Chicago and I'm like, I can't make that trip to Southern Illinois because my grandparents will be gone. So I'm trying to do it as much as I can. And Jeff, when we were dating, always would drop me off at Union Station and I take that train ride all the way down to Carbondale. And my grandparents picked me up in Carbondale. And yeah, it's just this time I'm renting a car and I'm just going to drive myself to go see my grandparents to help them out. My grandpa had some health things going on and I'm just going to try to help them around the house and make it holly and jolly. They don't put up a Christmas tree anymore because they get tired. My grandma has this tiny little tree. So I'm going to order some presents for them and send them to your parents' house. And then when we get there, I'm going to take it. I thought about when Amazon has this tree that you sent me that it just folds right up and pulls down. I thought about buying that for my grandparents because it wouldn't take a lot.
I think it's like $100. The one I found. There's ones that are more expensive, but that one it just comes in a small box and you just kind of pull the top and just a tree.
And I thought about giving that to my grandparents since they're older and they don't like to do it because it's I don't know. It's kind of sad. Like when you go in there, I remember my grandparents, we would always go to my grandparents for Christmas when I was younger, and like the same spot where they always had it, like all the presents and like the excitement. And now it's just them two, and people have passed along the way, and it's just them. It's so sad. It makes me want to cry.
Oh man. Well, that's what the holidays are about, Oh, don't make me cry. This is supposed to be a happy episode. But yeah, well, enjoy the time you have. That's what the holidays are for. Not worrying about all the other stuff that you're not going to remember in 30 years why you were even mad. It's the family and the memories and things like that. So your grandparents will appreciate that. They're still here. They're still here. And we haven't even officially booked I'm still, again, in limbo with the job thing. I am waiting on somebody to call me back, but I haven't talked to them yet. And it's so weird. Every single time, this goes back to my LA days. I'm trying to switch the subject while Jordan gets a hold of herself over here. But no, I think that's cute that's what it's all about, having those memories.
Well,
but
I love
every time
being Santa, like I want to pack up the car and put gifts in there. Be like, Merry Christmas. Because they don't have anybody giving them gifts.
Yeah, well, spread the holiday cheer.
I know.
And then you could go to that pizza place that I love down there.
Oh, my cousin has a pizza restaurant. If you're ever in Southern Illinois, it's Gilio's Pizza.
Yeah, it's good pizza.
It's good pizza. I'm sorry.
Good pizza, good people.
To interrupt you.
Yeah, and then we'll take a quick little break. But ever since I lived in California and the jobs were few and far between back then, as soon as I booked a trip to go out of town or back home to visit my parents or whatever it might be, I got a job. I don't know what it was, but every single time I left, I booked something. It was just fate or the universe or weird timing or whatever it is. So I'm hoping that we haven't booked our trip yet because I'm still waiting on that job. But now I'm like, you know what? I haven't heard back. So let's book this thing with some refundable tickets. And this way, when I book it, they'll call me for the job and then I'll have a job. But then I don't get to see my parents. But I don't know if that's going to happen. I think we're going to make it back to Chicago. And now after hearing Jordan's story, I want her to see her grandparents as well. All right, let's take a little break, compose ourselves, and then we'll be back.
Okay. Okay, welcome back.
All right, Jordan's feeling better, but that's a beautiful thing. You got a good heart. I like that. That's what I love about you. I should have started it that way. She was just composed and now I brought her back. Anyways, let's switch gears here. A lot of people always ask what we're watching, and I know the new season of Traitors is coming out. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
I know the new season of Traitors is coming out. We're going to break down that cast a little bit. I don't know too many people on that list, but it is a show that we both watch and we're looking forward to. And we have a couple of our friends on there, or acquaintances, I should say, from Big Brother. So we're going to break that down. But before we do, I wanted to share a show on Apple TV that Jordan and I are watching.
Oh, gosh.
And we're only like 6 episodes in and there's 4 seasons. But just for people who are looking for things to watch over the holidays, this isn't like a family-friendly type of show. It's an M. Night Shyamalan show. So if you know who that is, he did Sixth Sense. He does a lot of weird stuff. That movie Old.
Y'all, it's very weird. But it's not for everybody.
It's called The Servant on Apple Plus. And we just started getting into it. But man, am I hooked now.
But it's each episode, you're either what's going on or you're trying to guess what happened, but it's very weird. Like I go back and forth. Let's explain what it's about.
Okay. So again, we're only 6 episodes in and there's 4 seasons. I don't know how they're going to make 4 seasons out of this whole thing.
There are?
Be 4 different standing alone episodes. I don't know, but we're really into it now. So here's the premise without giving anything away, because right now we're 6 episodes in and we're still super confused. But it starts off with this couple who lives in a really nice place in Philadelphia, and they have a baby, but the baby is a doll. It's not real. So at some point they did have a real baby and they lost the baby.
But we don't know what happened yet. As we're watching, I'm like, wait, what happened to the baby? So we don't know now.
The first episode, the baby isn't real. And right away it starts off with the nanny who comes in. That's the first scene. And this nanny, it looks kind of weird. She's very quiet, young girl, but she's got like that mysterious something going on with her. And the wife and the husband play along with this doll like it's their own kid. And once the wife leaves to go back to work, I guess the husband starts to explain to the nanny, like, hey, this is what happened. We did have a baby. Something happened to the baby, and this is a way to cope with our loss, especially for my wife, because she had a breakdown, and the doctor suggested that we get this fake baby. They have a name for it in the show, but whatever. They're saying that a psychologist helped them out with this. So he's like, listen, once my wife leaves, you could go do whatever you want because the baby's just a doll. And he treats it that way. He throws it on the floor, he bumps its head, and things like that.
And then the nanny is like, no, we're going to go on a walk, and starts treating it like a real baby. And
never acknowledges that it's a doll.
Exactly.
So that's the first episode. Then then you think everybody's crazy but the husband. Then the second episode, again, if you watch the trailer, you get all this information too. But the second episode, the husband hears a baby crying on the monitor, and he goes in there, and the baby is real.
Yes, the baby's real. And then you're like, whoa, wait, what's going on? But then you're like, okay, this nanny's crazy. And then...
But he said he didn't tell too many people about this whole thing that they had a doll. So not a lot of people know.
But his brother-in-law
knows. So he calls the brother-in-law over, and he points it out, without getting too much attention on them. He points out that the baby's real, and he's like, what is going on? Whose baby is that? But the other two people, the wife and the nanny, are just acknowledging that the baby's alive and nothing changed. So the baby stays alive, at least for the 6 episodes. It's a real child, but everyone's not. It's just so, the premise is so
hang on,
crazy.
We'll leave it on here.
Yeah.
The nanny gets a card, and it says, found you. But you don't know she has family. You don't know anything that's going on. So you're like, wait, who's this? And then somebody shows up, and you don't know if it's really part of her family or part of just something like a cult or something she was part of. So we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. And then there's this weird straw cross that she hangs over the bed.
Like
and then
voodoo.
The next day, the baby was alive. And then the husband gets splinters. It's just so wild. It's just so wild. But it's a great show if you guys are looking for something to watch on your time off over the holidays when you do put the kids to bed or you don't have kids around. It's a really intriguing show.
But it seems like she has some type of power that brings people to life. It
Perhaps.
seems, but we don't know.
So yeah, I'm sorry.
It's very weird. It's not for everyone. My kids were like, okay, you guys got to go upstairs while we watch this. It's very weird. Last night after the episode ended, I had some crazy dreams. And it's funny how what you end on watching something weird like that, how your dreams become weird.
Yeah.
Like I kept waking up like thinking weird things.
That's why I watched like Curb Your Enthusiasm after I watched that.
Happy.
Yeah, so I could like laugh a little because it is weird and there is some like voodoo stuff in there, but
I'm
whatever.
not into voodoo.
It's called Servant, M. Night Shyamalan. It's really intriguing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how it turns out. If it stinks, we'll tell you again not to watch it, but I think we're going to rip through that in the next couple of days
seasons.
Here. Yeah, I don't know how. There's definitely got to be a different premise of each season.
Well, I'm like, oh, the husband's going to die. She's going to kill him. But then she does, like, she just stands there and stares. I'm like, I'd fire her in a heartbeat.
It's just a weird show, but like I said, really intriguing. But let's move on to Traitors because we're not going to break down the whole cast here because like I said, I don't know most of these people.
I don't know either.
We're always polling for our Big Brother brethren out there. And there's a couple of on them, Danielle Reyes, Brittany Haynes. It's Haynes, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany from Big Brother.
I always root for Big Brother people, whether I know them or not. I just met Danielle on Reindeer Games, and she was lovely and very sweet. I don't know her game on Big Brother because I never watched Big Brother then.
Yeah, she was back in, I think, season 3 or something, right? She was on the early seasons.
Yeah, but
she
was very sweet. And so obviously going to root for her. Obviously, Brittany. I don't know Brittany personally, but just know her through like Reindeer Games.
Yeah.
You met her.
I interviewed her a couple times, yeah, over the years. So she's always great. Good for a laugh. She's great reality television. So is Danielle Reyes. I believe I met Danielle, though. I don't know if I interviewed her.
She's a beautiful woman.
But I believe I met her in the past through Big Brother thing. So always polling for our Big Brother peeps. It looks like there's some mystery guests on this cast because there's 3, we pulled up the cast here and there's 3 spots that it looks like it could be somebody else. So maybe another person from Big Brother. We don't know. But another name on the list that I don't know if you're polling for or not, but I do like him on reality TV, and that's Tom Sandoval. He's not a big.
Oh, you like
people
him.
aren't big fans of that guy because everything he went through with his, ex-girlfriend or whatever. But she's doing fine. Not saying I'm pulling for Tom, but he's just a face that I know.
Okay, I recognize Jeremy on Survivor. I really liked him on Survivor.
Oh, okay. So Jeremy
was a firefighter,
I'm
right?
also pulling for. He won when I did Survivor Live. I did that 1 year in addition to the Big Brother stuff I was doing for CBS. That was super fun because I got to do a lot of the cast and I never really met a lot of the Survivor people. I did in passing living in LA. But Jeremy was the winner that year and he couldn't be a nicer guy.
He was so...
And remember how much he loved his wife too?
Yes.
Yeah, his wife.
I liked him. Tony on Survivor, I recognize him. He's the cop.
Yeah, he was cool. I never got a chance to meet him.
He was a good player. And then Rob, Rob's on like everything, I feel like.
I mean, geez,
he reminds me of Johnny Depp.
Yeah. So Rob,
I don't know much about Rob, but sure.
Rob
for Rob.
Cisternino, is that his name?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he's going to be on it. Again, we don't know though, but I'm definitely pulling for Big Brother and I'm pulling for Jeremy because I did get to interview him.
I'd always pull for Big Brother and Survivor. I feel like I don't know who any of these housewives are.
How about Wells? Do you know that guy? That guy Wells from The Bachelor? He's married to
I don't think I watched his.
He's married. What's that show? He's married to that.
Oh, he's married to that girl from
with
Modern
Sophia,
Family?
Modern Family.
Yeah. I don't know anything about him.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about him, although he's on a lot. Well, these are mostly reality people. Trishelle is on there.
Oh, yeah.
From
I
Saving Sunset.
Her.
I did meet her. She's a friend of my buddy's. And I went to his birthday party and she's a fan of Big Brother. So
she'll probably do well if she likes competition. I always feel like the housewives watching, remember like this, what season was it? It was the Housewives and Sean's of Sunset. They don't really know they take it to heart more because they're not used to competitive games. Like that's why I like Big Brother, Survivor, because I feel like the same level. They get it. They respect the game. Like if you make a move, instead of getting mad, it's like, oh, they got me.
Because it all is a game.
Yeah.
Like people bring too much social things into the mix now on every reality show. But it is weird when you watch Traitors, and Jordan and I did, Amazing Race and Big Brother. But those are like games where you gotta, and Survivor, which we didn't do, but those are games where you gotta play somebody in a way or use that to your advantage in some way. It doesn't mean you have to be dirty or deceitful or anything, but it's just weird when you see that, when you see like game players and you see like housewives, how the game players are all playing them on camera. You can see it go down, and then the people who aren't expecting it feel like they got crossed. Like the girl in the last season from Shaw's of Sunset, remember?
Oh,
and then
she got really upset at CT.
Yeah. And the other girl.
Trishelle.
Trishelle, yeah.
Trishelle.
Right.
Yeah.
Trishelle. So you could tell that they were playing over her head, so to speak.
Right.
And then she kind of got mad when she didn't do one thing the whole time to set anybody up. And she was mad that she didn't go to the end. I was like, well, she doesn't deserve it, They
just don't get it because they're not used to, their show is about shopping and having lunch and drinking and then fighting with other women instead of playing a game.
Right. And CT and Trishelle have been on reality TV for decades.
They were great.
And they know that from just being in the challenge.
For sure.
So it's cool to see that play out.
There aren't any challenge people, are there?
Not that I see.
So, I don't know Summer House either. I don't know WWE. I don't know Zac Efron's brother. I don't know who he is.
Sam Asghari,
Who? Oh, Britney Spears' ex. Yeah. He's just with her to.
There's that girl, Caroline from Survivor.
Who?
She was on a couple years ago. She has a tattoo. She has a really unique and interesting personality.
I don't remember her at all.
Yeah, you stopped watching all that stuff. I kind of did too.
I stopped watching a lot of that. Dolores, she's pretty on Housewives. I don't know who she is though. And then,
I don't know. I'm just looking forward.
I'm rooting for Big Brother and Survivor.
Yeah, it's just
they should have added some challenge people. I like the challenge people. They're good.
Well, the show seems to be doing well, so I'm sure there'll be many more seasons of it. But so as that goes on, I'm sure we're going to be watching that. So we'll do a little breakdown each week if it gets good, and we'll talk about that a little bit as the podcast goes on and after they start.
Right.
All right, let's take a quick little break. We'll come back and do some Dear Crabbies, and then we'll bounce.
Yes. So welcome back. We're going to do some Dear Crabbies, and thank you for sending these in. So the first one is from Jody. Dear Crabby, I love your stories about Big Brother, but I'm also curious about what it's really like in the jury house when you're evicted. Are the handlers there? Do you have rules to follow? Are people hooking up? Please spill the dirt. So I never made it to the jury house, so I can't speak on that. Season 13, I thought I was going to the jury house. I was actually really excited because I was going to be reunited with Jeff. And I was like, yes, I get to drink. I get to have fun. I get to relax. I'm not going to have cameras on me. And they go, we're so close to the finale. You're just staying at the hotel. And I had to stay at a hotel for like a week. I was so mad. And then you got to have fun. So you can tell your experience. So handlers there?
Okay, so the first, I'm an expert in the Big Brother jury house, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So yeah, and to give some credit to Big Brother, it's really, I think, important, at least it was for me, to be in that jury house after being in that house for so long, because the first time I was on like 60 something days, and you really need to decompress from that house for a little bit before you get into the outside world. So it's nice to get in there with people that you didn't necessarily get along with in the house. Like at the time, ironically enough, I didn't like Jesse. I didn't like Russell. But then when we got into the jury house, we kind of squashed all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a good decompression from the game and then transitioning back into society, because I always say that they need to do some sort of like documentary when Big Brother's all said and done about the psychology of behind all that and stuff. So that's the first thing I want to say. I think it's really good idea that they do that. And second, yes, there is a handler in there. They treat you really good. So you're on your own. You can't watch any live TV. So it's all like Netflix or movies. And again, we haven't played in a long time. So it's just things like that. You can't know anything still from the outside world, but it's a lot more relaxed. The handlers are super cool. They're like, what do you want for dinner? They'll go grocery shopping, and I like to cook. So they just get you steaks, and they're like, you want some beers? And they bring you like a 6-pack.
I was jealous because she was like, I won't say her name because I don't know if they want you to, but she was like the mom.
I loved her. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She was just, she just took, can I say it?
Yeah.
LaDawn.
Yeah.
And she was awesome.
Yeah, she was so good.
She was just like your mama and would like just hug you, and like she likes to cook. And that's another reason why I wanted to go to jury house, because I wanted to hang out with her. And there was another one. She's not there anymore. Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. And her and LaDawn were always together.
Yes, I know. I could see her. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can see her face. But yeah, so the first year I went to the jury house, again, it was Russell and them. And you're not supposed to talk game in there technically, but there's like one handler or two handlers, and you could go outside. The first jury house they had like a little chipping and putting green. So me and Russell were out there playing golf all the time. We're working out. So of course you're going to talk game. And I was in there pulling for Jordan. You're not really supposed to. I don't know why. But we kind of made some deals in there. Like if Jordan takes Kevin, these are the reasons why Jordan should win. Or if Natalie takes Kevin. Or we just did different scenarios, So we kind of figured out who would be in the final two, who would kind of win. So we kind of had it in our minds. Nobody got their vote taken away or persuaded one way or the other. We kind of just talked about it in the jury house because there's really nothing else to do. But they hear you talking game, they're just like, hey guys, no game talk. And you're like, okay, whatever. And then you just go outside.
And then do people hook up?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
do they?
I mean, there's no cameras in there, so you could do whatever you want to do. So I can't speak for anybody else. I didn't hook up in there because you were never in there. But
I still wouldn't have. I
think there was some hooking up going on in there. But the second year, me and Brendan and Rachel, we had the best time in there. Like we bonded so good. And I came in hot after getting evicted, and I had to go in there and face, what's her name?
Oh, Danny,
yeah. So I had to go in there and face Danielle after I just evicted her, and then Shelly just evicted me. So Danielle was not happy with me, but then I got, and then Shelly ended up being the next person in there. So Brendan's like, dude, it's over. What are you going to do about it? And I was like, you're right, man. So we just go work out, and then, I told you, we found some beers, and we just drink beers, and like we climb this big tree back there that we had and just have beers and just tell jokes. And we just had the best time, and we bonded in there, and I don't know, just had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. This is from Becky. I would like to know why everyone hugs so much on Big Brother. Is it part of the rules? I'm not much of a hugger, but I will, but don't prefer it.
I'm
Is
with
that
you.
like I think it's just like an awkward thing that people do. Like whenever you get up after you nominated someone, it's almost awkward. It's really awkward in there, especially when there's tension in the house. And I think everybody just hugs just so it's not awkward. And then when people get evicted, everybody hugs. I've never understood that either. Why, when you get evicted, you have to hug somebody.
It's just awkward.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to hug either.
Yeah. No, and I think it's just a sign of like respect. They are your housemates. I mean, you are living with them for months on end. So a hug just to be like, let bygones be bygones.
You always got mad.
I got super pissed. I don't even think I hugged anybody.
You never hugged anybody. You just like stormed off.
Yeah, I was a bad sport because I didn't see it coming. Double eviction, clown
You were
shoe,
just
damn
competitive.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I try. Like I said, I've talked about this in the past, but yeah, I don't know if I should have went back and played that second time because I tried way too hard to win that season, and the magic kind of was lost on me of that
you
first
and I
season.
weren't in sync either. People always were like, "Do you guys even like each other?" We were just
that was my fault. That was
you
my
were
fault.
Too much
I
for
was
me
too
that
much.
season.
I was a jerk.
I didn't want to go, and I remember it was last minute. We had to decide because we left on high notes on Big Brother 11,
I know.
and I was like, there's no way it can get any better than how we ended it. And that's why I didn't want to go back another time.
Yeah.
And I cried the whole season, like 13. I was just emotional.
Yeah, the magic was
I just
gone.
didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a
Ungrateful way,
ungrateful bratty way. You don't realize like how mentally it is. And when people go back a second time, you can see that there's not that spark that they had the first time you saw them.
Yeah.
Okay. Tammy, this is from Tammy. Jeff, would you ever get a tattoo of the kids' names and dates, date of birth?
No, I don't think I'd get that specifically. I did want to incorporate something. I've been talking a lot, well, not out loud, but like Jordan. There was a time when I really wanted to get like,
yeah, what happened?
Well, now I don't have a job.
You were all about it.
Yeah, and I wanted to incorporate, I have this idea of what I wanted, and I was going to incorporate the boys' names and Jordan's name inside.
My name? You agreed? What?
No, did I agree on your name?
No.
I think I got something to represent you.
Yeah, because Jeff's like, if I get your name on it, that means we're going to get a
I
good
don't like
breakup.
the curse.
It's a curse. And then I was like, what? I was like, it's really? And then I got not mad, but I was like, are you serious? And then I think you were going to do like love. Cause if we broke up,
That's right.
It would be easy to change.
Yeah. But there would be something in there to represent Jordan, of course, not her name, because I believe in curses and jinxes and things like that.
I was going to get a tattoo like on my ring finger. We were going to do that. And I was going to put love on we were both going to get matching tattoos. And Jeff's like, I don't think we should. But I was like, it's love. If we did, I don't know. You could just always take it.
Yeah.
But we decided not to get them.
But yes, I would get their names tattooed on me. But I don't know. I get the whole idea of the birth date and, things like that. But I would just probably get their name. But it would be like you wouldn't be able to see it exactly. Like I wanted to get a palm tree, on my arm, and like maybe one of the leaves spelled out Lawson, but you wouldn't be able to see it exactly unless you were looking for it, in Layton. Yeah.
Okay. And then last one. So this is from Tiffany. Hi, my name is Tiffany. And my question is, do you still have the purple McDonald's pants? Oh my gosh. You mentioned earlier on YouTube. I need to know. I love you guys. Remember those purple McDonald's pants? I got them at Sundance with you, and I wore those things out. I wore them till there were holes in them, and I would get off of work at the salon and I couldn't wait to get those pants on.
I kind of do remember those pants. I got to see them.
And I always wore them. I have them. I'm scrolling
But you still have those pants?
No, they were
got shredded?
shredded. And Lindsay, that you all know, Lindsay, we've worked with Lindsay forever. She got the McDonald's pants and she used to wear them all. She was like, those pants are the best. I'm like, I know.
Let's sell McDonald's
pants. Doesn't even sell merchandise. I don't even know where they came from, but we got them at Sundance.
Oh, so it's kind of like a gift thing.
They gave us coffee beans, like McDonald's coffee beans, and then they gave away McDonald's sweatpants. And I was like, I'll take them. I'll wear these things.
Oh, coffee sounds good right now.
I know. Well, we're going to be up in the mountains. It'll be all cozy.
Yes, I can't wait. for tonight.
I know. Me too. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for listening, downloading, subscribing, all that good stuff. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. And we will see you later.
And congrats again to those winners.
Yes.
We announced them last week. So
congrats.
If you didn't hear, I hope everybody heard by now. And if we didn't hear from everybody, we'll let you know next podcast. But again, thanks for tuning into the live show. Like we said, we want to do those every single every single quarter, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So thanks for writing in. Again, if you want to do some,
here they are. They say make cafe. This is pregnancy. After I had Lawson, I would take progress photos. Remember?
Okay, so I don't know if Jordan knows how television works, but we'll put that up on the screen.
No, you don't want to see this. This was after I had Lawson.
Well, you got to
my
show
belly.
the pants now.
Well, I'll crop it because my belly's just like
you're pregnant.
No, it was after I had Lawson, so it's all like scrunchy.
All right, thanks for listening, guys.
They say Mint Cafe. Thank you for all your questions and writing in, and have a wonderful week. Bye.